Constitution right in front of you that we provided today, thank you, Susan, which says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of the state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Pretty simple. That's what it's all about. And let me turn this over to Mr. Blakeman. After I say this is a quote that I've seen, I did know the name, it's unattested right now, from around 1791 when the Constitution was enacted. It says, a free man and a slave. A free man and a slave, the difference between the two, between these, is the possession of a firearm. And that sums up the Second Amendment. We can be like they are in Iran, where the people have nothing, or through Europe, where they take the guns away, Australia. You now have Canada attempting to do that. It's not happening in the United States. It's not happening in New York. Mr. Blakeman, you're on for the Second Amendment.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me without this, or you want me to use this?
Oh, we can hear you.
We can hear me? Good. Good. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, thank you very much for the opportunity to come before you today. I want to thank your President, John Elwood. I'm here with an amazing law enforcement official. He's a hero. He's a real crime fighter. Served in the Syracuse Police Department, highly decorated, been involved in a lot of shootouts. And now he's the sheriff of Madison County. And on January 1st of 2027, he'll be the next lieutenant governor of the state of New York, Sheriff Todd Hood. I saw Senator Tom O'Mara. There he is, right over there. Knew his dad, John. Had the pleasure of being in your backyard and sharing a couple of bottles of wine and a few steaks with your dad. So please send him my best, and it's always good to see you. I also want to thank Bowden Rabarski, the first vice president, and of course, thank you for that kind introduction. My chairman of Yates County GOP and chairman of the Board of Scope, John Pendergast, Mark Allen, chairman of the Orleans County Scope, Susan Marissa, who organized this event, and if I missed anybody, I apologize, but it is an honor for me to be here today. I am not as conversant in all of the issues that you probably are interested in. So when the chairman said it's an education process, I want you to educate me too, just as Todd has been educating me. And I want to learn. But I will tell you this, the one fundamental thing that I believe in strongly and firmly is the right for Americans to bear arms. The right for Americans to have a firearm. And I feel very strongly about it, so much so that I am a gun owner myself. I've been a gun owner for over 30 years. I have a 38 Smith & Wesson, I should say, revolver. Now, why do I have a 38 Smith & Wesson revolver? Because I'm a downstate guy, a city guy, and it's idiot-proof, so basically that's why my gun friends say, hey, Bruce, maybe not a 9mm, maybe a revolver. So I have a revolver that I've had for over 30 years, and I have a Mossberg Defender shotgun that I've had for over 30 years, because I do firmly believe that it is important that people who want to bear arms have the right to do so. And certainly I am one of them. I keep my firearms for home protection. We have a magnificent police department in my county. They do an amazing job. But nevertheless, I feel that I have the right and the responsibility to my family, to protect my family. So that's why I'm a gun owner. I have a lot of friends that are sportsmen, they're hunters. They go out and enjoy the beauty not only of this state, but throughout the United States, where they go hunting and I can tell you that they have a great time. They've been threatening to take me with them. I'm a little busy running for governor, but at some point maybe I'll go. But I've been a member of a gun club for over 16 years. I am a member of the Freeport gun range, and I have a great relationship with everybody there. My son and my son-in-law are very avid shooters. My son, Avi, served for 5 years in the United States Marine Corps. He's an expert marksman. He and my son-in-law, Elon, were shooting just the other day, and they were telling me about some gun they had that's the biggest gun ever. And they were shooting it, and people who were actually shooting guns were complaining that it was so loud, they said. But my son-in-law, Elon, also, he served in the IDF, and he was a machine gunner in the Golan Heights. So they're both avid shooters. I've gone shooting with my wife, Segal, and we've gone shooting in various ranges. So again, I am somebody that supports the Second Amendment, the Constitution. I believe very strongly in that, and I am going to initiate by executive order a commission when I become governor to review every law, every rule, and every regulation, including the Second Amendment, to make sure that the laws of the state of New York conform to the United States Constitution, and I'm going to appoint my lieutenant governor to chair that commission to make sure all of our laws, rules, and regulations in this state conform to the Constitution. So let me tell you a little bit about my thought process. I am a student of history. I'm a voracious reader. I read probably the biographies of most of the important figures in America and foreign leaders. I like to learn from people. I think it's dangerous when you walk into a room and you think you're the smartest person in the room. My father told me when I was young, he said, "Son, if you walk into a room and you're the smartest guy in the room, walk into the next room, because you're not going to learn anything." So again, I'm here as part of an education process to learn more about your issues and to try and make sure that you are absolutely comfortable with me and Todd as the leaders of this state. So in my reading, I came across an article 30 years ago written by a Soviet general. And the Soviet general was asked the question, do you think there will ever come a time when Russia will invade the United States of America? And the Soviet general said, absolutely not. And they said, why not? He says, because they got 300 million guns. So we want to keep it that way because we don't want Russia to invade here. We don't want any other country to invade here. And we want to make sure that we can protect our families, protect our businesses, and be able to use guns in sport, to go hunting and enjoy the outdoors. And by the way, there's nobody that's more respectful of the outdoors than hunters. Now let me tell you a little bit about my current circumstance. I am the county executive of a county that's larger than 8 states in population. We have 110,000 more Democrats than Republicans. I have just been awarded the safest county in America, not the safest county in New York, the safest county in America. We are a county that loves law enforcement. We are a county that works with ICE. We have the most comprehensive agreement with ICE of any county in the United States. I entered into that agreement because we have illegal migrants in the state, but we don't know where they are, who they are, or where they came from. And in the last year alone, working with ICE, with my police department and sheriff's department, we've removed over 2,000 illegal migrants with criminal records, from attempted murder to rape, to carjacking, robbery, and drug dealing. And when Kathy Hochul says to me that she wants to pass a law prohibiting local law enforcement with cooperating with ICE, I say to her, Kathy, where should we put these 2,000 illegal migrants with criminal records? Where do you want me to put them? What community do you want to destroy? So I stand firmly with the idea that we should be working with ICE and making sure that our communities are safe. And when I become governor at 12:02 on January 1st of 2027, I will sign an executive order that says New York is no longer a sanctuary state. I say 12:02 because, not 12:01, because I promised at 12:01 I will pardon the New York City police officer, Sergeant Duran, who was recently prosecuted for manslaughter for just doing his job. I will pardon him as the first act of being governor of this state. We are in a different position than we've been in the past year since Governor Pataki was the governor. Kathy Hochul is the most pro-criminal governor in the United States of America. Now, we all have to do our part. Oh, so I was telling you, wait, I got sidetracked. So I'm telling you about, so I was just reelected in a dismal year for Republicans with 110,000 more Democrats in a landslide, or 36,000 votes. People said to me, Bruce, you're going to lose this election. You got ICE. President Trump endorsed you not once, but 3 times. You're going to lose the election. Well, we won in a landslide because we said to people, look, this is where we stand. This is what we want to do. We want to make a safer community. We want to cut taxes, not increase taxes. We want to lower utility costs, not increase them. And when I become governor, the green energy scam is over. So I looked at the law, and everything that I do, my focus, job number 1, is public safety. So I reviewed the laws and powers of a county executive in my county, and under state law, as county executive, if there is an emergency, I can deputize special deputy sheriffs to maybe do protection of our communities, maybe help out in a rescue effort. I have that authority under the law. So, of course, being someone like me who's got a Homeland Security background, been involved in law enforcement, I wanted to make sure that whatever I did was the right way and the smart way. So I decided that I would create a list of people who were qualified and willing to serve. God forbid there should be an emergency. It's just a list. I advertised publicly, no hidden agenda. I said, if you would like to serve as a special deputy sheriff in the event of an emergency, please fill out this form, come in, we'll interview you. If you qualify, we will train you, and we will put you on the list, and God willing, I never have to call you up. We never have an emergency that we have to do that. So I created this list, and who was on the list? Mostly veterans and former law enforcement. People who felt they wanted to continue to contribute and give service to our county. So we created this list of approximately 75 people, and that was all it was, as a list. Well, 2 Democratic legislators, with the urging of Kathy Hochul, have me in court now in Supreme Court in Nassau County, saying that I am creating an illegal militia. It's true. I'm being sued. I'm being deposed in May. But they say I created an illegal militia. The fact of the matter is I created a list. Now, if you're the chief executive officer and there's an emergency, do you want to scramble at the last minute and try to recruit people? Or do you want to pre-qualify them? To me, it was just common sense. I'm just following the law of New York State. But this is where we've gotten. This is where we are now. We have a communist as the mayor of the city of New York. This guy is a communist. I don't want to use the term socialist. I don't want to sugarcoat it. When a guy gets up in his inaugural speech and talks about how we've got to get away from rugged individualism to collectivism, that's communism. And Kathy Hochul endorsed him, and he endorsed her. And let me tell you something. The greatest danger to your freedom is Kathy Hochul and Zoran Mandami. They don't believe in property rights. They don't believe in the Constitution. They don't believe in American values. Think about what Kathy Hochul has said in the last 48 hours based upon the fact that Todd and I were coming here today. She's criticized us all over social media for getting together with New Yorkers, Americans, people who love this country, people who have American values, people who were taught by their parents and their grandparents how to work hard, play by the rules. You'll be rewarded. You'll make a better life for your family. They are against this. Everything they do is contrary to what our parents and our grandparents taught us. And I know something about that because I come from a fighting family. Both of my parents were World War II veterans. My mother joined the Army. My father said she joined because she didn't want to be left out of a good fight. But the fact is, both my parents were World War II veterans. They instilled in me, my brother, and my 3 sisters American values. And we're getting away from that. So if you believe in the Constitution of the United States, if you believe that people have the right to bear arms, then you're on our team, and you're with us. And we've got to get everybody together and get their lazy ass off the couch, register them to vote, and get them out to vote. Because these people want to take over our state. They want to put criminals before victims. They denigrate law enforcement. And they want to take your guns away. No doubt about it. If this state goes socialist, and it will if Kathy Hochul gets reelected, it'll be a domino effect. Look what happened in California. Look what happened in Minnesota. Look what's happening in New Jersey and Virginia. We are a domino. And if we fall, the rest of the country is going to follow. Amen. There's a reason why people are leaving this state and going to Florida and Texas and South Carolina and North Carolina. It's because there's no economic opportunities left here. We've got a budget that's twice the size of the state of Florida, and there's more people in Florida. It doesn't make any sense. We've got the green energy scam. That's why you're paying 50% more in utility bills than the average state in this country. So that ends on day 1 when I become governor and when Todd becomes lieutenant governor. So I want to say to each and every one of you, your families fought for a better life for you. Every generation is supposed to make sure that their kids do better than they did in America. Amen. Right now, we're going in the wrong direction. That's why I'm running for governor. Believe me, I haven't had 2 days off since Christmas. We are on a mission to save this state and save our country. So you got to get in this fight. There's a lot of people here, but there could have been a lot more. And there's a lot of people that say, well, it doesn't make a difference. I'm not going to register to vote. I don't want the government to have my information. Or if they register to vote, I got something better to do on election day. What do you got better to do than to save this state and this country for your kids, your grandkids, and your great-grandkids to come? And by the way, if you're worried about the government getting information if you register to vote, wait till you see what you get with 4 years of Kathy Hochul and 3 more years of Zohran Mamdani. They will be controlling every aspect of your life. This is a free state, and we're going to keep it a free state. But that's not their goal. Their goal is to control you. Be able to put up whatever they want in your community, tell you how to educate your children. They tax you to death. That's a form of control to keep you poor, so you can't afford your necessities, much less the luxuries of life, like being able to buy your daughter a prom dress. So this is a fight we all have to get into. It's an honor for me to be up here. I actually was very, very happy and thrilled that Kathy Hochul was out on the stump ridiculing me for being here today. It means I made the right decision. May God bless you all. May God bless you.
Mr. Blakeman is open for some questions. So just be loud.
Yes, sir.
I got a call last time from
Stand up,
Albany.
if you would stand up, turn around and address the crowd.
I got a call last time from Albany, and it's good news. The guy says a guy called Peter Pickell, they held his pistol permit up for 2 years. He sued him, and he won $76,000 for they deprived him of his constitutional rights. There was another guy that did the same thing, and he got $10,000. Isn't this good news? I mean, can anybody verify this?
What's the question? What's the question?
Is there anybody who can verify this?
Verify what?
The guy, Peter Pickell, sued the state, or the county or something, because they held his pistol permit up for 2
Yeah,
years.
my county, right? That was under my predecessor. And when I came in, I added more people to our pistol permitting because they only had one person for a county of 1.4 million people. Why did they do that? To slow down the process. It was taking people 6-7 months to get their permits. I have processed in the last 3 years over 10,000 concealed carry permits in my county. I hired more people to get it.
Hello. Are you aware of what happened with Dexter Taylor in Brooklyn?
No, let me...
So Dexter Taylor was basically, he got in trouble for gunsmithing, essentially, in his own private home. He wasn't selling them. They weren't even fully operational or anything like that. When he went to court, what happened is they told him that he and his lawyer could not even bring up the Second Amendment as a defense, or that they would be held in contempt and sent directly to jail. He's currently in jail now on trumped-up charges. Would you be willing to look into that and actually address this issue on the campaign?
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with it. It's something sure we'll look into, but let me tell you something. As somebody who's been sued by a lot of left-wing groups, our judiciary, they come up with decisions that are contrary to law and contrary to the Constitution all the time.
Yep.
And we got to hold their feet to the fire to make sure that they interpret the law and the Constitution the way it was written. Yes, ma'am.
So I know that you've been making lots of trips to Buffalo and Erie County and Rochester, and yet in my role as vice chair of the Republican Party in Yates County and on the Women's Club for New York State and a member of SCOPE, I have a lot of people saying, we haven't seen Bruce, where is he? And I invited them all to come, and hopefully some of you are those people there. But as a board of director for the Yates County Sportsmen Association, I would like to invite the both of you to come anytime you're coming through New York State on your way to a larger metropolitan area. Stop at Yates County. We will get, and if it's daylight, we could do some target shooting at our range. We have a 200-foot range, and we would love to invite both you and Sheriff Hood to come and participate, and we'll invite people to come and, you know, kind of put the rubber to the road. You are a gun owner. Let people see you in action.
Well, okay, so I don't know if I can make that specific event, but I'll take you up on the shooting when I come to Yates County. That's
All
for
right.
sure. I'll take you up on the
Sounds
shooting.
good. Thank you.
And by the way, let me just say this. So we've been in this race for a short period of time, and we've traveled all over. We've been to Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Binghamton, Elmira, Plattsburgh, you name it. And we're starting now to branch out to every small community in the state. I got to tell you, this is the first time I've been in Montour Falls, and I was like shocked at the falls right in the middle of town. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and it's what makes us love being New Yorkers. And so just the other day, we were in Schoharie County, and we were in Schenectady, and the week before that, we were in Batavia, New York, and we were in Tonawanda, and then we were in Colony and the outskirts of Rochester, Greece, and we're getting around. But here's the deal. People say to me, why do you spend so much time downstate? Why aren't you traveling around the state? And that's a valid question. I'm going to give you an honest answer. We started off this race 3 months ago, and I ran for governor for only one reason. Because on election night, when I won re-election in a landslide by 36,000 votes in a Democrat county, people said I was going to lose. But I won in a landslide. My phone was ringing off the hook from people around the state saying, Bruce, you got to get in the race. You're the only one that can beat Kathy Hochul. And I'll be honest with you, I really didn't want to. I had just come off a tough race for county executive in a Democrat county. I hadn't taken a day off. So I'm on the phone with all these people, and I said, look, I'm not going to make you any promises. I'm going to take a little trip around the state, and let me take the temperature of the state. Let me see what the situation is. So I had to go to my wife and tell her we're canceling our vacation and going upstate. To which my wife said, well, somebody's got to change this damn state, so you better get moving. So I had I'm going to tell you what I found out. People are miserable.
Yes.
They're miserable under Kathy Hochul, the most overtaxed, overregulated state in the United States of America. Our utility costs are 50% higher. You know why they're 50% higher? Go home and look at your utility bill. Take a close look. I never realized it. Only 30% goes for energy. Okay? Only 30% goes for energy, and the rest of it goes for excessive delivery charges, more taxes, and the green energy scam. NYSERDA is holding $2.4 billion of your money for all of these green energy scam projects that produce very little energy. And by the way, they're taking up hundreds and thousands of acres of beautiful farmland.
Right.
So again, that's over on day one when I become governor. And then I had the opportunity to see the president a few weeks ago, and I'm sitting with President Trump down at Mar-a-Lago, and we're chatting about issues. And he said, Bruce, I only got one advice for you. He said, can you believe that New York State is on the largest, or one of the largest natural gas reserves in the world? I said, I know, Mr. President. He said, now, can you imagine if Saudi Arabia said, we're not going to drill our oil? Or Texas said, we're not going to drill our oil. If we start drilling, we will increase the supply. Anybody who went to high school economics, you don't even have to go to college. High school economics, supply brings down the price. The more supply, we know the demand's going to increase, so we got to increase the supply. So you know what the president said to me? He said, drill, baby, drill. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
By the applause, it looks like you got a lot of support here. So I'm challenging everybody in the room to put their money where their mouth is. I got a box here for donations for your campaign.
God bless you. Thank you so much. So, listen, in conclusion, we got a press conference that we got to get to, and we got a bunch of stops. In conclusion, my running mate, my partner, someone who, I love this guy. The more I get to know him, the more I love him. His wife, Kelly, is amazing. He's a hero. He's very humble, but I heard stories about the shootouts that he's been in downtown Syracuse, and he's highly decorated, and now he's the Madison County Sheriff. He's going to talk to you for a few minutes so I can hit the road, and he'll answer any more questions that you have. But again, thank you. I am blessed to be able to come to a group of Americans like you who love this country, love the Constitution. May God bless you all. May God bless America. So your president just gave me his scope coin, and now I'm going to give my coin, which honors our police, our sheriff, and our firefighters. Thank you all. God bless. I like your hat. That's what they're trying to do. I sort of